Well, it's more of the ultimate 10-ball championship coverage from Harrah's Resort. My name is Mark Wilson, and alongside me, representing the British Empire, is pool expert Jeff Conway. Jeff, we got a kind of a one-sided matchup going on here. What do you expect to see?
On this match, I'm just looking at the volume there. Kelly just came off a loss to Melissa Little, so she's going to be really trying to get back into this. I think she was a little bit shocked that she got beat by Melissa, or even though we know Melissa's a great player. Emily's not quite up in that speed, so we'll see what happens here. But you never know, it might be a shock.
It's a race to 7. We're playing a little bit different rules. Call shot. 10 ball does not count on the break. And all ball fouls, which is a nice way to play the game, but you do require referees for that, which we have for this event. Great deal of added money. World-class equipment.
Yep, mucho money. Great job Buddy's doing here on this tournament.
He tries to put on a first-class performance, and
absolutely.
I'd say he's fulfilled that.
He absolutely does. We got the evidence of that with the referees, and I love the vests and the dress code and everything about it. I love. I think some of the players are not so lovable about it, but they'll get used to it.
Well, they should. In England, everything's played in waistcoats.
Exactly. I said on Facebook this morning I haven't seen this many vests since I stumbled on a waiters convention in Vegas 3 years ago.
Kelly Fisher's won the leg, and we'll lead off here.
Yeah, she'd love to get a couple of beads immediately on. Oh, that's unusual. The 10 got knocked out of the pack there.
And the cue ball got away from her a little bit. She's made a ball on the break.
Might play this off the cushion. Oh no, might play this off the cushion just to get over for the 2.
Yeah, I think rail first is the answer. You know, the one thing, it's fun to watch Kelly Fisher play because it's such an up-tempo match. You know, it's fast, something's going to happen. And then she's a great potter. Yeah,
I remember seeing her when she first came back over, and I think not back over, but she got it that way. She was playing at the Expo the first year she came over, doing giving demonstrations on a smaller table, and none of the guys beat her. She was phenomenal. Still got those skills. Yeah, not quite sure what she's going to do here, Mark.
She possesses supreme firepower and a lot of confidence. She's calling the 3 ball, so clearly has a path between the 7 and 9. Not an easy shot.
I was talking to her while she was playing, when she was playing Melissa, and she just was sort of bemoaning the fact that she just wasn't getting any rolls. You know, she never got into the match. Not to take anything away from Melissa, great shot there.
A little short of the mark on position.
Now we're either going to see her jumping skills here, which I'm sure she can do, or she might play this off the cushion and try and cut it in the side pocket. She's going to jump it, I think.
Recently moved back to the UK. She was in Charlotte.
Yeah, she wasn't too happy about that move either. Problem with visas.
She's calling it the corner. That'll be a rail first shot. She's going to try to get the cue ball to the opposite side of the table.
She might be playing this downtown, Mark. Did she call it?
Yes, up in the corner. Mm-hmm.
I think she got away with this. That's a little hand up apology to the other player. And Emily comes in, first shot, nothing on the table. Emily plays up in the New York area. Sort of one of the bigger guns on the local regional tour up there.
This will be a big test for her here.
Yeah.
And you know, in terms of growth, I mean, coming out of this match, irrespective of whether you win or lose, you're going to learn a little something, become a little bit more seasoned, a little more comfortable when you have to play, you know, world-class competition.
For Emily, there's also the pressure of the TV table. They try and put it out their mind, but it's not that easy.
This is her second go at this in this event. We did one of her matches yesterday, so maybe she'll be a bit more settled in and comfortable. She lost on the hill to Barani Andoni yesterday here.
Yeah, Barana lost to Karen this morning. Not too good a score either. I believe it was like 7-3, if that.
Well, Jeff's talking about Karen Core. There's no shame in losing to her, no matter who you are.
And Karen plays so well, even though she was in England when her mother was ill last year and was really out of pool for a long while, and she came back to the States and really hadn't played much, and she's really still in a learning curve getting back into it. She's still got great skills. I love Karen.
Me too.
She comes from a little town in Ireland called Ballymoney, spelled Money as well. So
huh. Well, Kelly Fisher off to the races.
And even though Kelly's on the loser side, expect Kelly to be around at the end of this event.
Oh yeah. I would not bet against her. Perfect position on the 9. This will just be a one cushion, roll it over, bounce out, 10 on the side. Expect Kelly to collect this game, take the first rack. She leads the match 1-0.
Is that cross in the back of her hair for luck, do we think, or what?
I don't know what that is exactly.
Looks like...
could just be fashionable.
Yeah, it's fashionable, but it's in the shape of a cross, so we'll look on it as a good luck charm.
Yeah. I notice you don't have one in your hair, and nor do I. So
if it was, it would be very small.
Kelly's gotten very serious about her fitness in the last few years, and
yeah, she's got down to a real sporting weight.
Yeah,
and it's purposely done as well. I was talking to her about that this morning. I said, "You look really good. You've lost a lot of weight." I said, "Intentional? You've been working out?" She said, "Yeah, I've been working out a lot." So
she's one of those real driven type people too. You know, whatever she does, she's going to do well. So yeah, I don't know what's happened to the other half of Kelly Fisher, but nonetheless.
Well, she won 2 world championships not long back in a row, one after the other.
Phenomenal player. I remember one time in the women's tour, the only event she'd won was San Diego, but she'd won it 3 years running. You know, it's just like a funny spot out there, and it's a great place to win a tournament because it's a really fun area too. So. Jump shot here, airborne, no problem. Pretty good control too. Position. Well, this will be a tricky little play here, Jeff. Position on the 2, or from the 2 to the 3.
She might want to hit the 3 here, maybe off the cushion, to see what she gets with it. She might be able to slow roll it, but she's going to be pretty close to the 3 here, so maybe a tad right. Oh, that'll work.
Yeah.
That'll work.
She can just cut this in.
In a few months, she's going to be living in Scotland and going to be close to where Jason Shaw lives. So when Jason's back in Scotland, he'll be sparring with her in the local pool room. So
I see. Now Emily comes to the table with the ball hanging in the jaws and the 4-ball near proximity. For those of you that don't know, my co-commentator here, Jeff Conway, he runs with Fast Company. He normally has a stable of great players. This time it's no exception. He has Phil Burford here and Jason Shaw.
And Francisco Bustamante and Niels Fayen. So you can't get better than that.
Nice shot there on the 4-ball.
No, very nice.
Yeah. And truthfully, Emily's playing a little quicker pace than she normally plays at, and it might contribute to some more success.
Well, normally you'd say she should run these out, but let's see if the camera has an effect here. Careful. That's all she needed. Run that behind the black. And of course the loser is out of the tournament, so this is a loser's side match.
We don't call them losers, we call it once beaten.
Once beaten.
Sounds a little more diplomatic.
Once beaten, twice shy, right? Oops.
Well, that's an unforced error that she can
Yeah,
ill afford.
exactly. Going to kick herself now, and she's going to sit and have to watch Kelly run out here.
Yeah. Right now, I always start kind of thinking, boy, I hope she doesn't break a run out this next rack. 'Cause you know you're going to lose this one.
It's going to be a lot of pressure as well. Kelly gets up 3 or 4 zip or something like that. It's going to be a lot of pressure on her. Kelly's not going to miss these. Just stop shot here.
Yeah. Well done.
No gimmies. If you gimme, you lose a game. So you've got to play all the balls out.
Kelly Fisher extends the lead 2 games to 0. Race to 7. Call shot. All ball fouls. 10 ball doesn't count on the break. A number of other rules that we'll address as they come up,
Yeah.
if need be. Pretty interesting on the sportsmanship rule, though, Jeff. I like to talk about that because I think it's such an important aspect of the sport. If you want to develop this as a sport.
Yeah. Well, as I said earlier, I think everything that Paddy's doing here is this game initially was the sport of gentlemen, and for some reason got lost in the shuffle somewhere. And he's trying to get those things back, and I think it's great what he's doing. The dress code, sportsmanship. If any arguing, the refs will be called in, and if there's a problem, you're out the tournament. That's it. No mucking around. No warnings. That's it.
No, the warning is this: if they feel compelled to give you a warning, it costs 1 game for the warning. You
Right.
lost 1 game, and the subsequent violation is expulsion. So.
Yeah.
I don't, like you said, there's rules, and they're fair rules, and everybody knows what the rules are. And to me,
And my other comment, Mark, is that when a gentleman's putting up so much money on an event that they should be, grabbing for, they should not argue with anything he wants them to do. As far as I'm concerned, if he wants the guys to wear dresses, if he's putting $80,000 in, that's that's good. So I think they should go along with any comply with anything he wants.
that's called the golden rule. Man with the gold
I
makes
was,
the rules.
I was joking about the dresses, guys. Don't go out and get them straight away.
All right, Kelly, trying to pick up position on the 3 ball here. Yeah, perfect.
Yeah. And the 4 is up on this top cushion, right? So
Yeah, right here near
Yeah.
us. And the 5, everything's laid out pretty nice here.
usually.
Okay, we're back on 4-0. Kelly Fisher, 1 game behind here.
Yeah, this is becoming a rout.
Nice break.
See that 10 stuck in the rack there. Very rarely comes out of that rack.
4 ball trickles into the corner
Yeah.
pocket.
I think you can see there's enough of this one to cut it in.
This would be a great run out here. To get
Yeah, she wants to come
distribution.
over and hit the 8 here. A little bit of, well, not a little, a lot of left English. Wants to park it between the 2 and the 8. Let's see how good this is. Bingo. Pretty good shot there.
Awesome shot.
Move the 8 out of play. That's good. Or into play, I should say. She'd like to stay pretty straight on this shot, but it's going to have to come out from the cushion a little bit. Not going to be hitting this too fast, Mark.
Got the double X bridge out.
She's using my bridge. That's very nice of her. All the top girls use that bridge and love it, you know.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Now this is really the key shot to the whole rack right here. And she made it look effortless.
Yeah, straight, perfect.
Would you like to have her firepower?
Oh my God.
Play some pool. Must be fun.
She has great. There's nothing wrong with her game. She has great mechanics and everything.
But not only that, great demeanor for pool too. She, you know, she doesn't get too flustered.
Plus, she's a very, very nice girl.
100% agree.
It's really nothing to do with their skill, them being nice, but it's when you've got the skill and you're nice, I think you go a lot further. So let's put it that way.
Well, and not only that, but it's very endearing and compelling. I mean, you just can't help but pull for somebody that has talent and then good personality to go with it. She's chopping through these racks. This would be her second break.
So I think looking at this, I think this is credit to Melissa Little, who beat a 7-5. But Melissa must have played a pretty good game there. I was watching it, and she had a couple of rolls, but everybody gets a roll.
We now are on 5-minute break, I believe. If in fact that is the case, the rule here is that you can take your break in between racks or on your inning. If you take your break, your opponent must sit in the arena without being able to practice. If they leave the arena, then that means they've expended their 5-minute break as well.
Mm-hmm.
And I really do like that rule, because in the past someone would take a break and then a moment later the other player would leave.
Right.
And then they would come back behind the time.
And they said if someone takes a break and then you go along with them, then that's your break. So
Correct.
you don't get 2 breaks.
Right. Yeah, you can't double dip on that. So it's 5-0. This is a race to 7 games.
So this is going to be a quickie, this one.
Well, this break may actually take longer than the remainder
I
of the match.
was in makeup for 15 minutes for this. and the match is over.
And that was you should have been there a damn bit longer, too.
Thank you very much, Mark. No, I can't get these lines out. They're embedded.
We've heard them. My gray hair as well. Well, let's see what's going on the adjacent table. We've got the Rocket Rodney Morris over here playing Jonathan Hennessy.
Jonathan just beaten by Mika. A little bit of Sharp's bill in the last match.
Here we get a nice shot of the arena. Some of the fans here. Beautiful setup. 26 tables, 24 of which are used for the tournament.
And I like the fact that they're playing the ladies and the men's all mixed up next to each other. Everybody gets a mishmash of what's going on. I think that's better than putting all the girls together and all the men together.
100%. And it's great that girls add so much class and credibility to our event. They're elegant. They're great players.
There's some great players here. Eva Mateo Lawrence, Alison Fisher, Kelly Fisher, Karen, Vivian.
We had a girl earlier today that's been around for a little while now, Jasmine Ocean.
Yeah. Well, she's an absolutely phenomenal player.
Huge credit to the sport. That's the face, the new look of women's pool right there.
I was talking to someone this morning. Yasmin's beaten Darren Appleton 3 times in world events.
Wow.
That's some credit to her game.
I would say Darren Appleton's won everything there is in the sport.
I think he's got a doll of hers at home he sticks pins in.
Well, she's not a pool player. She's a billiard athlete.
Yeah,
I mean, she really trains and studies it.
She has a trainer, and she treats it exactly that way.
Yep, and that's why I say she's really a credit to the sport in that fashion that she's leading it, as making it a sport. She just opened a training center in Austria, and it's kind of a school for professional players. And there's a gymnasium attached to it in a rec area, and then naturally some pool tables, some video set up. Very interesting. And it's quite a sacrifice on her part to spend quite a bit of energy and time in getting that.
And I know she's working with the handicapped as well, because I've actually had some of my London bridges shipped over to here to give before she goes back, because she wants to me. I've donated some to her so she can give them to these handicapped players. So she does a lot of teaching as well, which is nice.
Emily Duddy back on the break. We're back.
Well, you do get to the table and break every other game, so you can't say you didn't get a shot.
The Magic Rack's still on the table. Now this is where I would just have the referee remove it, just for, on the case that I would inadvertently nick a ball if it was close.
Yeah, it looked as though it could have moved the 6 with it, but she obviously saw it was clear of it.
Kelly's not really much for wasting time, so she's not going to bother having the referee come out here.
She wanted to, I think she was trying to bank the 1 back up here and run over behind the 2 ball with the cue ball, and had a double kiss there. Certainly wasn't what she was trying. Came out smelling of roses here. Emily could play the same shot here if she wants. Send the 1 back up and little right English and pop it behind the 2. Well, that was another bad shot.
Well, she literally did play the same shot. She double kissed it.
Yeah,
Neither one was intended, however.
She was trying to cut across it, I guess.
Right. Bring the 1 ball down table.
Oh, well, that was a real slip up there from Kelly. She did that a couple of times against Melissa.
She may not be in peak form just yet, but let her get
she might be a bit jet lagged as well, you know.
Sure. And plus, these are tough conditions. You don't know, the women's tour over here is going to almost cease to exist. This is a WPBA event, but there's only been 1 or 2 for the year in the last couple of years.
Oh my God, that nearly did. Wow.
And so she might not be getting out there to compete much, Jeff.
Well, she doesn't play. I think she's like Jason. Jason Shaw was in England for a month, with me for 6 months, went back for a month, and to get his game honed, he was playing snooker. In fact, he ran the week before he came back. He ran 2 1-4-1s, so it shows how great his game is in snooker and overall.
Yeah,
you can run 1-4-1 in snooker twice in the same day. You're pretty good. He used to spar with John Higgins in the club that's in Glasgow where he played, and he used to be his playing partner when he was 15. Now come on, Emily, let's see if we can get back into this game. Show us what you got.
You can't win all 5 racks back in 1 stroke, so you just got to go game by game.
She's over the 8, which is not the nicest of shots. A little bit of a steep angle. Believe me, she knows those cameras are rolling.
And why do you say that? Why do you say that?
No, even though she's not seeing the cameras, not hearing them, she knows she's on the TV table, and I just think it adds that pressure to the lesser player. They try so hard to put it out their mind because they know they've got to not think about it, but believe me, they're thinking about it. And they inevitably don't play their normal game. That's the unfortunate thing.
Well, she's really come on in the last year. I mean,
absolutely.
You see her getting a lot of notoriety, so she's
absolutely
clearly training hard.
She wins all the tournaments up in New York. It's all about confidence, of course. That's what it is. If you wanted an example of confidence, you've seen Bustamante running around the table earlier. Beat the guy 10-1. It was just, just automatic. He's going to be 50 in December, and still playing top of his game.
Well, he can put on a 10-ball clinic. I mean, it's just like the game is built for his style of play. Big flowing stroke, a lot of power in his break. Fearless shot maker, understands how the balls work for defensive side of it. Who kicks better? Hardly anyone.
Yeah, his safety game is fantastic. Well, I've got him with me till the end of the year, so it's going to be an interesting
Does that mean he's staying here in the United States?
Yeah, staying till Christmas. Oh, whoa.
Good shot.
And Emily would love to put at least one bead up. Doesn't want a donut. Good shot.
Yeah, good decision.
Usually, the longer they think about it, Mark, the less chance they got of doing what they want to do. They think sometimes they think too much.
No, that was well thought out, well executed.
And this is just basically just run it forwards as a tad. Not even, just stop it.
Good shot
There
there, Emily. Virtual cinch for her now to collect her
Probably,
first game.
I think that got away from her a little bit more than she needed, but it doesn't matter. There we go. It's good to see Emily get one bead on the wire at least. Now she just got to run a six-pack, Mark.
What will you be doing with Bustamante and the crew for the remainder of the year?
Well, I've got the next big one is the BCA in Vegas. So that's a big one.
That's July.
Yeah, July. No, August this year. August. July's a sort of funny month. I've got Phil Burford's going up to Chicago to be sponsored by OBQs. So he's going up there to represent them in Chicago and do some
show.
Yeah, and do some exhibitions and stuff on. So he's going to be away from me for a week. We're going to Charlotte when we leave the Southern Classic. We're going to Charlotte. Got an exhibition to do in 150 and out in Mooresville, North Carolina. And I was hoping to get Bustamante there, but unfortunately he's got to go back to Los Angeles. He's doing 2 tournaments down there for me, and then he's got a couple of bonus ball things he's going to do on the late August. So unfortunately, I would like to have put him in the straight ball World Championship, but unfortunately he's already committed to doing something, and so I would have loved to have done that in New York, because there's 3 tournaments run one after the other in about 10 days. There's $12,000, $10,000 and $4,000 first prizes, so it would have been nice to get a chance to grab at those.
Boy, what a shot that
was. A good shot.
Had the arc in there, use some power, and then make a precise hit on the object ball rail first. She accomplished all 3 tasks.
And gone the 3.
Now this looks still very tricky.
We've got Turning Stone in September, so there's plenty of stuff in the works.
Well, you have quite a stable of horses, I know.
And I'm trying to get Jason into the World Cup of Pool, which is a team event, country team event, and I spoke to Luke Riches yesterday, and I'm trying to see if they're going to include Scotland in the list of countries, and if they do, I'd like to put Jason in it, so we'll see what happens on that. I didn't get a negative answer, but I got a sort of, we're not sure what we're doing. So. Could play this and run it up behind the 9 and play a safe here if she wants.
Yeah, she's considering maybe kicking one rail, because she's going to draw it and arc it in there. I don't know. Calling the 3. Just hitting the 3 will be a good shot. Wow.
She hit it, and that's a nice shot.
Really had to bend the cue ball
Yeah,
off the first cushion.
Didn't leave Emily much here.
Yeah. That's not really what the doctor ordered there for Emily. I mean, she sort of needed a little roll there to kind of maintain the little momentum she had going, and unfortunately the player leading in the match 5-1 is the one that's the beneficiary of a good break.
And even though Kelly's up 5-1, she doesn't want to let Emily in get an easy rack.
Oh, no, of course not.
Phil Burford did that this morning, playing in the 9 o'clock match. He was 9-4 up, and it ended up 9-7. So John Mora got a little closer than we wanted, but he got it in the end. Nice safety. I think. I think that's covered. Might see. Oh, can she see through there, the edge of it?
I don't know. That looks snug to me.
I think she's
here.
going to jump this. She jumps good. She made the last jump, so she should go back to thinking about what she did last.
Calling it in the side. Oftentimes you call a ball that you don't necessarily expect to get, but just in case it inadvertently goes in, it counts. You're credited with it and get to continue playing. If it goes in a random pocket, you do not get it.
That was heading for that corner pocket, but I don't know. Did she call safety there, or?
No, she was banking it, but she didn't hit it well enough to bank it in the side.
And again, Emily comes to the table with not much of an option. Slow roll this and play it behind the 9, maybe.
Jeff, have you spent a lot of time in the snooker world?
I used to play snooker when I was in England years and years ago, but every town, has the Labour Hall and the Conservative Club, the two different political parties, and every Conservative club in every town has like 2 or 3 snooker tables. And I played a little bit of snooker. I know how to play it. I know the sequence of colours and everything. Never played it that much, and then I came over to the States in '87 and thought I knew how to play bar box 8-ball, and found that I didn't know anything because it was all different, bigger tables and different rules, and oh my God, I had to start all over again. And it's a sort of revival in the snooker world, actually. The snooker's starting to, big bucks and stuff again, and everybody's trying to play snooker again. Good shot. You might be able to see a bit. You might even be able to see enough to make this. What do you think?
Up. Well, it's going to be super difficult to hit it that thin. Jacked up like this. So she opted to just play
that's a lovely
safety.
save.
Yeah.
Oh, how good is that?
Yeah, that's good experience there.
Can't go by the 10, so she's going to have to go off the left cushion, looking at the screen. No, I don't think you're going to go that way. You've got to go this way, that's it. I love this as well, very professional. The referee's on hand for every call.
Emily is called the 8-ball.
Which means she is going to go this way. I didn't think there was enough room past the 10, but I guess there is.
This requires a great deal of backspin. Oh, nice hit.
That was a good hit.
Arced it right in there. Solid contact.
Unfortunately, I think she can cut this down there, but going to have to straighten this up a little bit with some left English. What a great shot. Might be too much. That's good. Great shot.
Have you been to the Crucible?
Once. And it's long enough ago that I can actually say this. I was on a business trip, but I wasn't on a business trip. I went just to the Crucible for those few days. But luckily it was about 30 years ago, and my boss is probably dead by now.
So
it doesn't matter. I don't care if he knows.
Do not know, that's the home of the World Championship.
Sheffield.
Yeah, and it's kind of the holy grail of...
I also have a memorable occasion I went to, and again I did that on business. It was up in Yorkshire somewhere, and it was in a country hall somewhere, and it was Jimmy White and Higgins, and Alex Higgins, and the two characters. And Jimmy was only 17 years old at the time, and they were touring the country with a 12-foot snooker table with big pockets. You weren't supposed to know that, but it's got big pockets. And every time they went to the table, they ran over 100. Every time they went to the table, they ran 100.
Huh.
And that was some night. It was just being in close proximity to those two great players was something.
Well, with that 10-ball finding the pocket there, Kelly Fisher extends her lead to 6 games to 1. She's lacking one game from closing out the match.
I see Rodney on the next table, just almost running around the table as is his style. Doesn't need a shot clock with Rodney.
No.
And whether we're supposed to talk about it or not, I'm not sure. But on that table now, the score is 5-2 to Rodney Morris against Jonathan Pinniger. And as we said earlier, one of them's going home.
Well, Emily Duddy breaking from the rail.
Possible combo here, or an easy safe. See what her composure's like here, Mark, because she only needs one game and she obviously like to get it over with, but maybe she'll play it safe here.
No, she plays an up-tempo game and she usually defaults towards offense, so I'd be surprised if she plays safe here, just knowing her style.
I'll play a combo then, I guess.
Yeah, the 5 maybe even helps a little bit.
Oh, look how nice that landed on the 1.
Yeah.
And that's key in those shots. A lot of the amateurs, they play that shot and they make the ball, and then they look and they go, oh, I've got a shot now. But you see these guys, they have a shot.
Yeah, Everett's a master of controlling that intermediate object ball to get the combination in and yet pick up proper position.
I watched a video about 4 weeks ago, an old one that's on YouTube. I'm not sure what you have to put in to get it because I accidentally came across it. He throws 30 balls on 2 sets of balls on the table, in the middle of the table, not all over the table, in the middle of the table, and he ran them out in rotation. 1-1, 2-2, 3-3. But did it 4 times in a row. Are you kidding me?
Wow.
I don't know how the guy was, and it was like a magician. That's what they call him. It was just magical to watch.
Yeah, you know, the one thing that I would have to say is I don't know if he's the best player of all time, but I know he's the best player of my time. But I for sure suspect that he's the best player of all time, based on what I've been able to resource. Yeah, phenomenal.
Yeah, he came over as Cesar Morales in disguise, name-wise, which got him in a little bit of trouble, I found out recently, that because he was gambling under the name Cesar Morales, and when they found out it wasn't the name on his passport, he got a little bit of trouble over that with the authorities. Since been resolved. Oops. Now what? Do we try and cut this in? And we've got to play safe here, I think.
I don't think we try, because we wouldn't even try. But she might. No, I think she's going to play safe. I know I can't make the 5.
She's looking to bank it, and just probably the angle she's got, she might be able to just draw this back with a 6 in the same pocket.
And feels like a reasonable possibility of becoming safe, too, with this shot.
That's going to be over the middle bag, though. Okay, and there's your chance. 6-pack, Emily. In fact, I believe that is her middle name, 6-pack Emily. She'd like it to be. Yeah, Kelly is so cool and collected. That's that's all key, and that's part of why she's such a great player. Confidence, great shot maker.
That's professionalism, and she's got a whole package. I'll bump the 6 into a...
Now, does that go past the 8? Does it go past the 8?
Now, it's safety time. Stop the cue ball on the 8. Move the 6 ball away.
What you call safe?
I I would presume so. What she's looking at, though, maybe she is playing something. I'm not sure. 8-ball? No, safety.
Yeah, that's good. Kelly will probably go downtown for this, or jump it. It's not that much of a no, she's going to go downtown, I think. I apologise to those people that hate me saying uptown, downtown. Some guy put on there on the chat room once. Stop that guy with his downtown, uptown, and crosstown. Which I never ever said crosstown, but he added that. That was pretty funny.
Nice hit there.
Oh, that was, she almost got that by that 9. Yeah, what did you
Well,
hook
she
her?
called the 9 as a combination, just in case she inadvertently made it.
Now, Emily, you should run these out. Let's get the score to 6-2. Come on, girl. For New York. Let's go. Good shot. Probably just roll this down, come off this cushion and come back a little bit for the 8 on the side.
Well, it's very hard to tell from our vantage point, but it appears to be pretty darn straight. So maybe just draw back a little bit and play it in the long corner pocket if that's the case. We're about to find out.
Yep.
Oh, she got it for the side.
Really
good
nice shot.
Yeah. That's better if you can fall like that on the 8.
See, you see shots like that, and you know they've got the game. It's just putting it all together in one package, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Takes years of experience.
Yeah.
That's why you see guys like Bustamante just ready to turn 50.
And they make it look so easy.
Well, he's at the peak of his powers, you know, and because you mature at a much later age in billiards than you do in basketball.
I'll give everyone listening a poop scoop. I was talking to him yesterday about what did you want to be before you became a full player? And he said, well, I was brought up in Philippines on a farm that we basically grew rice. And he said, I always wanted to be a farmer. And it's sort of funny because I don't think of Bustamante as a farmer. And I said, when you retire, would you like to go back and do that in the Philippines? And he goes, yeah, that's probably what I'll do. And I was joking with him, and I said, you'll buy a little plot of land, and I was emphasising the joke by talking about a couple of goats and a couple of chickens. And he said, no, that's exactly what I want to do.
Sure.
So I'm telling the world now that Mr. Bustamante will be in the Farmers Hall of Fame probably in about 30 years.
Well, you certainly had the best break in our Farmers Hall of Fame as Emily Duddy collects
And while I was
her second
talking,
win.
now Kelly's really getting worried now. I can see the sweat on Kelly's brow.
Yeah, Bustamante's from Tarlac in the Philippines. It's kind of a humble area. I've been there before. Great disposition. He's always having fun.
He's a funny guy. I'll tell you something. I've got to tell you this because this is the first time I actually experienced just how funny the guy was. He comes to my house, walks in the front door. I introduce him to my wife. He hugs her, gives her a kiss. He said, "Can I use your restroom?" So she goes, "Yes, it's through there." And he goes, "I just want to take a shower," which was hilarious. It's pretty funny. He's a very humorous guy.
He really is.
Yeah, I think we're going to see a break and run here. That's what I'm going to predict.
Well, she's already had a couple in this match. Good square break.
Yep, made a ball in the side. Has a shot, has a combo.
No, I think it goes. I think she is in a good spot here. I think she's got an open look at the 1. The balls are out there. Nice.
We'll soon see. She goes round and looks as if she's going to take that shot. It goes. It looks as though it doesn't go past the 7, but it's difficult to see from here. No, that probably goes. Oh, easy. Hit the 9.
Look how nice she hits those balls, too. She makes it look like that's just where the cue ball's supposed to go.
Yeah. Well, that's the secret.
Isn't it, though?
Well, the amateur said to the pro, well, if I had the ball there, I'd get out every time. Well, that's why it's there every time.
Yeah, not too long ago, there was a man pro that told me he was going to play Kelly Fisher 8 ahead for $1,000. And I said, oh, okay. Yeah, I've been practicing lately, and I think I can get her. And I started thinking about it. I didn't want to insult him or anything, but I was thinking, well, geez, even when you were playing your best pool, you never had the game that she has. And so he went there playing 8 ahead. It went just like he was thinking it would. He won the first couple games, and she beat him 10 in a row for all the money.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anybody thinks they're going to go latch on to Kelly Fisher and just run over her? They got nothing coming.
There's very few of them that want to play with the guys. Karen Kors won the Turning Stone. She's not Turning Stone, I don't believe, but she's won. Josh Tour events. Kelly will play the guys.
Yeah.
But not all of them. Most of them. Yasmin doesn't mind playing them. Don't see Ali playing them much.
No. There's not too many guys want to play Kelly Fisher, I can promise you that. Well, right here, this would be the third breaking round in a race to 7. How do you suppose you're going to beat her? Exactly.
Exactly, and toughish 1, good position on the 2, and that was the key to the wreck.
2 balls away from closing out the match.
Probably got a little angle. She's got a little angle here. She can bring this off the rail.
Or should we just stop it?
Yeah, she's not. Yeah, just ran it forward a tad.
Terrific performance there by Kelly Fisher. Closes out with a breaker run out. That's pure class. Nice shake of the hand.
Final score 7-2. Well, let's see what Emily takes away from it. See if she can learn something from watching how she composed herself.
Well, it's been a total pleasure, Jeff. I hope you've enjoyed it.
Thank you. I always enjoy doing it with you, Mark, and thank you very much.
Okay. Once again, this has been a lot of fun. Thank you for joining us now on behalf of Jeff Conway and Mark Wilson. See you soon.